I want to have a relaxed 10-minute voice conversation with you in English about my daily commute. Please speak slowly and clearly, like a friendly teacher. Keep responses very short, 2 to 3 short sentences max, so I can reply easily. If I make a grammar or pronunciation mistake, gently correct it after you reply by saying quick tip or just ignore small errors if I seem nervous. Don't end the conversation until I clearly say stop or that's all for today. I'm approximately your level B1 intermediate. Ready when you are. Let's start.
Hello there. I'm happy to talk about your daily commute. How do you usually get to school or work?
I get to school by riding a jeep. Jeepney, do you know the kind of transportation here in Philippines? And also, what do you call this? Like you will ride a motorcycle, and here in Bohol we call it habal-habal. And also you could ride the tricycle.
Wow, you have some really interesting ways to travel. I do know about jeepneys. They're iconic in the Philippines. Which of those do you use the most?
I think jeepneys, but jeepneys are kind of stressful sometimes because full seats and you can't really sit well, and it's so tagal, like it's so what do you call that word?
Yes, I can understand that. Crowded jeepneys can be tough. It sounds like you mean it's tight or cramped when too many people are inside. Does that make your commute take longer too?
Yeah, because I have to wait, and also that's the cost of of me being late because there is no available to ride on.
That can be frustrating. Waiting for a ride and worrying about being late is stressful. Quick tip, you could say, it causes me to be late. How early do you usually leave to try and manage that?
Okay, so I think you'll be fun because I leave at school at 12, and then my school starts at 12.
Oh my, you have to leave right when school starts? That sounds like a race against time. Do you ever make it on time or are you usually late?
I am usually late.
That's too bad. Maybe you could talk to your teachers about timing or try leaving a little earlier if you can. What does your school day look like once you get there?
They're just sitting in a classroom and then waiting for me. Just kidding. Already started the lesson and they already done taking the attendance.
I see. So you have to quickly catch up with what they're doing when you arrive? Does that make the rest of the day feel rushed for you?
Yeah, but I will eventually forget it, and then I will move on to another subject.
That's good that you can focus on the next subject and not let it stress you out. What is your favorite subject in school?
The operating system, and now I remember the environmental science. Oh, and the entrepreneurial mind, and slight PE.
Wow, you have a mix of interests. Operating systems, environmental science, entrepreneurship, and even some physical education. Which of those do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy them the most when there is no like a heavy task to do.
I see. So when there are no assignments or projects, that's when you find it most enjoyable? That makes sense. What kind of tasks do you usually have to do for those classes?
Those projects that we need to print, or we need, yeah, print and do some creativeness, and also in the PE, they require our physical strength. I don't know if that is really required, like being able to play, or to, what do you call that word, like You can go with your classmates. You can team up with them, then play or do the task.
It sounds like a fair amount of work involved. Designing projects and doing physical activities takes effort. Quick tip, instead of crave with your classmates, you could say cooperate or collaborate with your. Exactly. Cooperating or collaborating with your classmates. So, is there any specific part of commuting that you find the most relaxing?
I think the most relaxing if those drivers didn't ask me for or pay for the ride. They gave it for me, like free ride. That's my favorite part.
Haha, yes. A free ride does sound pretty relaxing. Quick tip, you could say not having to pay. So, when that happens, does it make your whole day start better?
Yeah, it will start better because if I don't pay the ride, I can eat whatever I want, and like I can buy, I can eat.
That totally makes sense. Saving money on your ride can mean more for snacks or something else you enjoy. Does not paying happen a lot, or is it a rare treat?
It is a rare treat because nowadays the gasoline rising up, and for they add for paying the habal driver, like, so past days they asked for 40 and now they ask for 50 and maybe later on 60 pesos, and it's kind of stressful for me because my money for a day is 100 only.
That definitely sounds stressful. Rising prices when your allowance is the same can make things tough. Are there other ways you could try and save money, like maybe packing a lunch?
Yeah, I did that, but I ended up eating many because I pack my lunch, but only the rice, not the dish. So I need to buy dish from those restaurants.
That's a good approach to save a bit. Bringing rice can definitely help. Are there places near your school where you can buy cheap dishes?
Yeah, they have, but those cheap dishes kinda not make me fully full. That that not make me full. Like, oh wait, let me rephrase it. That those cheap dishes doesn't make me full, and later on I will buy something to satisfy myself, my hungry.
I understand that. Sometimes the smaller, cheaper meals might not be filling enough, and then you end up spending more later to feel satisfied. Quick tip, you could say satisfy my hunger. Maybe finding in between options, like adding another side dish, could keep you full longer without breaking the bank. Are there particular kinds of food you find more filling?
Oh yes, the chicken, also those vegetables. I really love them, but the chicken costs for 25 pesos, and for the vegetable it costs 10, so now I need to pay 35 pesos. And if I pay like that, and then if I paid for my rides like back and forth, so going to school is cost me 40 pesos, and going back to my home it cost me 40 pesos also, and the snacks, that just not really, what do you call that, like, really good for me, because also the project are not uh, are include in my allowance for 100 pesos a day.
I see. That breakdown makes it clear why you feel the strain. With meals, transportation, snacks, and project costs all coming from your 100 pesos, you don't have much wiggle room. You're managing within a tight budget, which is tough when prices keep going up. Is there anything specific related to your daily travel that's worrying you most right now?
Also, those drivers that keep on asking you like some personal questions, and you don't really feel to answer them, and then they keep on asking.
That sounds really uncomfortable and annoying. You're just trying to commute, not have a conversation with a stranger about your private life. Quick tip, you can say, makes me feel uncomfortable. Do you usually try to give short, brief answers to stop the questioning?
Yes, and that's all for today. Thank you.
You're welcome. I understand. I hope your commute goes smoothly tomorrow without too much hassle or awkward questions. Take care.